Imagine a sword, gleaming and sharp. With one swift motion, it can protect or destroy. Now replace that sword with words. Words have the power to heal, uplift, and inspire, but they can also wound, demoralize, and devastate. It's incredible how something as simple as spoken language can hold such tremendous power over our lives. Words can be our greatest asset or our deadliest weapon. It's all about how we wield them. Gautam Buddha once said, "The tongue is like a sharp knife. It kills without drawing blood." This profound statement encapsulates the true essence of the power and danger of words. We've all experienced it. A harsh word from a loved one can sting more than any physical injury. Conversely, a kind word can provide comfort and strength during our most challenging times. It's essential to understand that our words carry weight, and they can shape the course of our lives. Let's pause for a moment and think about the words you've used today. How many of them were truly necessary? How many were spoken with intention, kindness, and wisdom? In our fast-paced world, we often speak without thinking, driven by impulse rather than mindfulness. But what if we took a step back and chose our words more carefully? The key to achieving success, building meaningful relationships, and leading a fulfilling life lies in speaking kindly and wisely. Now, let me take you on a journey, a story that beautifully illustrates the importance of staying silent and the transformative power of mindful speech. This story is set in ancient Japan, where a famous Buddhist monk resided in a serene monastery nestled among lush green hills. People from far and wide came to seek his wisdom and guidance. Among them was a troubled prince, a man who seemingly had everything, wealth, luxury, and power, but was restless and discontented. The prince's life was a whirlwind of activity, filled with royal duties, societal expectations, and endless chatter. Despite his opulent lifestyle, he felt an emptiness gnawing at his soul. No matter how much he indulged in the pleasures of the world, he couldn't find the peace he so desperately sought. It was as if his mind was a stormy sea, constantly tossing and turning, never finding stillness. One day, the prince heard about the wise monk and decided to visit him, hoping to find answers to his inner turmoil. When he arrived at the monastery, he was struck by the tranquility that enveloped the place. The monks moved about in silence, their faces serene and content. It was a stark contrast to the chaos that characterized his own life. The monk welcomed the prince with a warm smile and listened patiently as he poured out his woes. After hearing him out, the monk proposed an experiment. He invited the prince to stay at the monastery for 15 days, during which he would live simply, observe silence, and participate in their daily routines of meditation and mindfulness. Initially, the prince was skeptical. How could something as simple as silence and a change in lifestyle bring him the peace he sought? Nevertheless, he decided to give it a try. The first few days were incredibly challenging. The prince was accustomed to a life filled with noise and distractions. The silence was deafening, and his mind raced with thoughts and worries. He felt restless and agitated, much like a fish out of water. But as days turned into nights and nights into days, something remarkable began to happen. The prince started to feel a sense of calm washing over him. The incessant chatter in his mind gradually subsided, replaced by a serene stillness. He began to savor the simple pleasures of life, the sound of birds chirping, the rustle of leaves in the wind, the warmth of the sun on his skin. For the first time in his life, he felt truly present in the moment. The monk guided the prince through various meditation practices, teaching him to observe his thoughts without judgment, to let go of negative emotions, and to connect with his inner self. The prince realized that his constant need to talk and fill the silence was a way of avoiding his inner turmoil. By embracing silence, he confronted his fears and insecurities head-on. allowing himself to heal from within. As the days passed, the prince experienced a profound transformation. He felt a deep sense of inner peace and happiness that he had never known before. It was as if a heavy burden had been lifted from his shoulders. He understood that his restlessness and failures were a result of his excessive talking and negative thinking. By speaking less and embracing silence, he had unlocked a wellspring of inner strength and clarity. This story of the troubled prince and the wise monk holds a powerful lesson for all of us. It reminds us of the value of silence and the impact of our words. In a world that constantly demands our attention response, taking the time to pause, reflect, and choose our words mindfully can make a world of difference. It's not about shunning conversation altogether, but about finding a balance between speaking and listening, between noise and silence. When we speak less, we give ourselves the opportunity to listen more, to others, to our surroundings, and most importantly, to ourselves. In the stillness of silence, we can hear the whispers of our inner wisdom, guiding us towards a more focused, peaceful, and successful life. So, let's embrace the power of silence and the art of mindful speech, and unlock the true potential that lies within us. The prince's journey through silence and simplicity at the monastery was more than just a retreat. It was a profound exploration of his inner world. As he immersed himself in the quiet routines of the monks, he discovered layers of himself that had been buried under years of incessant chatter and external distractions. Each day, he found new insights into who he truly was, beyond the titles and material possessions that defined him in the royal court. The monk, observing the prince's transformation, began to impart deeper teachings about the value of silence and mindful speech. He explained that silence is not merely the absence of words, but a powerful tool for self-discovery and inner peace. In the stillness of silence, one can confront their deepest fears, desires, and truths, without the noise of the outside world clouding their judgment. The monk shared a timeless truth with the prince. Words are like arrows. Once released, they cannot be taken back. They can pierce deeply, leaving scars that may never fully heal. This resonated with the prince, who recalled the many times his hasty words had caused unnecessary conflicts and misunderstandings. He realized that speaking less allowed him to choose his words more carefully, ensuring they were kind, thoughtful, and constructive. As the prince continued his silent retreat, he noticed a significant improvement in his relationships with the monks. Despite the minimal verbal communication, there was a palpable sense of mutual respect and understanding. The absence of words created space for empathy and genuine connection, proving that sometimes silence speaks louder than words. The monk taught the prince specific meditative practices to enhance his self-awareness and mindfulness. One such practice was mindful breathing, where the prince focused solely on his breath, inhaling and exhaling slowly and deeply. This simple yet profound exercise anchored him in the present moment, calming his mind and grounding his emotions. Through mindful breathing, the prince learned to observe his thoughts without getting entangled in them, allowing him to respond to situations with clarity and composure. Another practice was walking meditation, in which the prince walked slowly and deliberately, paying close attention to each step and the sensations in his body. This practice helped him develop a deep sense of presence and appreciation for the simple act of walking, something he had taken for granted in his previous hurried life. Walking meditation became a metaphor for the prince's journey towards inner peace, each step taken with intention and mindfulness, leading him closer to his true self. The prince also engaged in loving-kindness meditation, where he silently repeated phrases of goodwill and compassion towards himself and others. This practice softened his heart, allowing him to let go of past grievances and cultivate a sense of forgiveness and empathy. He realized that his negative thinking patterns were not only affecting his inner peace, but also his interactions with others. By replacing negative thoughts with positive affirmations, he began to see the world through a lens of kindness and understanding. Through these meditative practices, the prince discovered that silence was not a void to be filled, but a space to be cherished. It became a sanctuary where he could retreat and rejuvenate, tapping into a wellspring of inner wisdom and strength. The more he embraced silence, the more he understood the profound impact it had on his overall well-being. As the 15 days drew to a close, the prince felt a sense of reluctance to leave the monastery. He had found a haven of peace and clarity that he feared would be lost once he returned to the chaos of his royal life. The monk, sensing his apprehension, offered words of reassurance. Silence and mindful speech are practices that you can carry with you, no matter where you are. They are not confined to this monastery, but can be woven into the fabric of your daily life. The prince understood that the true essence of the monk's teachings lay in their application beyond the serene walls of the monastery. He realized that it was not about escaping the world, but about finding peace within oneself, regardless of external circumstances. With this newfound wisdom, he vowed to integrate the practices of silence and mindful speech into his life, knowing that they held the key to lasting inner peace and success. Upon his return to the royal court, the prince's transformation was evident to all who knew him. He carried himself with a calm demeanor, spoke with intention and kindness, and approached his duties with a renewed sense of purpose. He continued to set aside time each day for meditation and self-reflection, ensuring that he remained connected to the inner peace he had discovered at the monastery. The prince's journey serves as a powerful reminder that the answers we seek often lie within us, waiting to be uncovered in moments of stillness. By embracing silence and speaking mindfully, we can navigate the complexities of life with greater clarity, compassion, and resilience. The practice of silence is not about withdrawing from the world, but about engaging with it more fully, with a heart that is open and a mind that is clear. In the end, the prince's story is a testament to the transformative power of silence and the profound impact of mindful speech. It teaches us that true success and fulfillment come not from external achievements, but from a deep connection to our inner selves. By cultivating silence and speaking with intention, we can create a ripple effect of positive change in our lives and the lives of those around us. The prince's journey to inner peace was not just about the transformative effects of silence and mindful speech, but also about the deep personal revelations that came with them. The monk's teachings were instrumental in guiding the prince toward a profound understanding of himself and his place in the world. Through the quiet reflection and serene environment of the monastery, the prince discovered the unspoken wisdom that silence holds. Silence offered the prince a mirror to his own soul, reflecting his true nature back at him without the distractions of the outside world. It was in these moments of quiet contemplation that he could fully appreciate the value of self-discovery. The monk had taught him that silence is a space where one can find inner clarity and foster a deeper connection with their authentic self. This understanding led the prince to recognize the importance of setting aside time each day for solitude and introspection, a practice he continued even after returning to his royal duties. As the prince immersed himself in these practices, he began to witness the transformative effects on his life. Conflicts that once seemed insurmountable were resolved with newfound ease. Relationships that were strained began to mend, and his overall sense of well-being improved. The simple act of embracing silence allowed him to navigate his responsibilities with a composed and balanced mind. The monk also emphasized the importance of speaking less, not only for personal peace, but for the positive impact it has on relationships and reputation. By choosing his words carefully and speaking only when necessary, The prince noticed that people around him began to listen more attentively and value his contributions. His words carried weight because they were spoken with intention and wisdom. This shift in communication fostered a deeper sense of respect and trust among his peers and subordinates. Mindful speech created a ripple effect in the prince's life, extending beyond personal interactions to influence his leadership and decision-making. By speaking less and listening more, he was able to understand the needs and concerns of his people better. This empathetic approach allowed him to make more informed and compassionate decisions, further enhancing his reputation as a just and wise leader. The monk's teachings on silence and mindful speech were complemented by meditative practices that the prince continued to embrace. These practices included mindful breathing, walking meditation, and loving-kindness meditation, each contributing to his overall sense of inner peace and clarity. These simple yet profound exercises became daily rituals, grounding him in the present moment and helping him maintain a balanced and harmonious state of mind. One of the most significant lessons the prince learned was the importance of self-reflection. By regularly setting aside time for introspection, he could evaluate his thoughts, actions, and motivations. This practice allowed him to identify areas for personal growth and make conscious improvements. The prince realized that self-discovery is an ongoing journey, and by continuously exploring his inner world, he could achieve a deeper understanding of himself and his purpose. The benefits of these practices extended beyond the prince's personal life to influence the broader realm of his leadership. His newfound clarity and calmness enabled him to handle the pressures of his royal duties with poise and confidence. The prince's ability to stay centered amidst chaos became a source of inspiration for those around him, demonstrating the power of inner peace in creating external harmony. As the prince's story illustrates, the journey to inner peace is a multifaceted one, involving a commitment to silence, mindful speech, meditation, and self-reflection. These practices, though simple, have the power to transform our lives in profound ways. They help us connect with our true selves, navigate life's challenges with grace, and build meaningful relationships based on empathy and understanding. In today's fast-paced world, the prince's journey serves as a timeless reminder of the importance of slowing down, embracing silence, and speaking mindfully. By incorporating these practices into our daily lives, we can cultivate a sense of inner peace that transcends external circumstances and leads to a more fulfilling and successful life. So, how can each of us begin to embrace silence and mindful speech in our own lives? Start by setting aside a few minutes each day for quiet reflection. Find a peaceful spot where you won't be disturbed and simply sit in silence, observing your thoughts and feelings without judgment. Practice mindful breathing, focusing on each inhale and exhale, allowing yourself to be fully present in the moment. Make a conscious effort to speak less and listen more. When you do speak, choose your words carefully, ensuring they are kind, thoughtful, and constructive. Notice how this mindful approach to communication positively impacts your relationships and interactions with others. Incorporate meditation into your daily routine, whether it's through mindful breathing, walking meditation, or loving-kindness meditation. These practices will help you develop a deeper sense of self-awareness and inner calm, allowing you to navigate life's challenges with greater resilience and clarity. Finally, remember the importance of self-reflection. Regularly take time to evaluate your thoughts, actions, and motivations, and make conscious improvements where needed. This ongoing journey of self-discovery will help you stay connected to your true self and lead a more authentic and fulfilling life. Thank you for watching this video. If you found this content helpful, please like and subscribe to our channel for more motivational talks and insights on personal growth. Together, let's embrace silence, speak mindfully, and create a more peaceful and successful life.